Que 11 y combi, 11 y raza, ¿cómo andamos? ¿Cómo se sienten? ¿Cómo andan todos el día de hoy? Welcome everyone to episode 1 of What We Watch. For this season, we will go into 14 of my favorite movies and digest each one from pilot to characters to why I liked it and why y'all probably disagree with me, but it's okay. Yeah, whether you like it or you don't like it, I really like it, and we're gonna digest all of that. Without further ado, I would like to give a warm welcome to my guest to the show, Lorenzo. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you very much for having me today.
Pretty good, man. ¿Cómo te fue el día de hoy? ¿Algo
Bueno,
desvelado?
pues, algo leve saliendo del trabajo, pero aquí andamos echándole ganas.
Está bueno. ¿Estás listo? ¿Sí viste la película, güey?
Sí, no.
Seguro.
Sí, nada más la vi así, vi la cobertura y...
Sí,
ese
te
pendejo,
valió
¿no?
pa' pura
Sí,
fito.
no,
Güey.
sí la vi.
Va a estar bien pinche fan el día de hoy, güey. Voy a estar hablando solo toda la pinche película, todo el pinche show.
Todo el programa,
Sí.
se los aseguro, va a estar hablando solo,
Sí, te creo.
Yo aquí nomás estoy de modelo.
Sí, te creo. Guys, antes de proseguir, solamente para que sepan, leave a like or leave a follow y comenten. Tienen que participar para poder estar en el giveaway, and that's gonna be it. Like, all you have to do is follow the page, comment, participate with us, and we're gonna go ahead and put your name in the wheel to have the giveaway. The giveaway is gonna be some JBL earpods. ¿Sí se llaman earpods?
Pues me supongo, sí, ¿no? Audífonos.
Sí, audífonos. ¿Qué iba a hacer, güey? Sí, son earpods. Son, esa chingadera, güey. So just before we continue and before we start, just to let everybody know, we are gonna talk about spoilers of the movie. Okay? We're gonna go in order from the movie from beginning to end, and then what we like, what we didn't like, in between all of those segments, and like give a brief intro of the movie just in case people haven't seen it. But así nos vamos a ir de poquito en poquito. Bear with us, es el primer episodio. Vamos a ver cómo nos sale. Ojalá y nos salga bien. Pero de aquí para adelante, de aquí para arriba, no creo que pueda empezar peor.
No, pues muchas gracias, compadre.
Empezando con el invitado, no creo que pueda empezar peor. So the movie that we saw this week, or the one that we're actually going to talk about, is The Usual Suspects. It was directed by Bryan Singer, who I became very familiar when he directed the first two X-Men movies. He was the director of X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, donde sale Nightcrawler.
¿También?
Sí, güey.
Eso no me la sabía.
Yeah, he was. De ahí, güey. De ahí, I went back to watch his movies. Because I liked X-Men 2 so much. That's another one. También la vamos a ver, pero that's another one of the movies that we're gonna watch. That's my favorite. That's my favorite superhero movie. Third favorite
Que
superhero
la chingada
movie.
este vato.
Sí, güey.
Sí,
Pero
no,
sí, sí me
ya
gusta.
di
No,
cuenta
pero
que sí te gustan los superhéroes, ¿eh?
sí, gracias, güey. Sí, pero síguete riendo, güey.
Ah,
Eh,
¿qué andas sintiendo?
no, pero sí. Fue because actually of X-Men 2, güey, I went back to watch his movies.
Ajá.
Um, he's also an award winner from the Sundance Festival and from the Saturn Award for Best Director for Superman Returns and X-Men. The first X-Men movie. Superman Returns. Está de la mierda la película. No la mires, gastada de tiempo, güey. And it's not that bad.
Te lo agradezco.
No, it's not that bad, pero no me gustó, güey. He also directed Bohemian Rhapsody. La de Queen.
Ah, sí.
Yeah.
Esa sí me gustó. I did like that one. I did enjoy it a lot.
Dice Peter that he wants to see you do a keg stand, güey.
Puta madre, ¿no? Pues, pues si me traes otro más grande, compadre, porque... Saludos, negro. Saludos.
So remember, guys, we are gonna talk about spoilers, but we're first gonna start with the cast of the movie. Go ahead and put anything that you know about the cast. I sincerely don't know all of them. I know some of them porque unos hicieron directors y otro se metió en pedos. Empezando con el mejor de todos, Benicio del Toro, who plays Fred Fenster. He came out in Guardians of the Galaxy as the Collector. He did... ay, güey, ¿cómo se llama?
Sicario, güey.
Bueno,
Hizo
Sicario,
Sicario
pero no me
también.
gustó Sicario, güey.
No te gustó, güey.
No me gustó Sicario. Like, no, it was an alright movie, pero no me gustó.
Sí.
Like, no es como
no
que
te
sí.
gustó el
Yeah,
screenplay
like-
or whatever.
No me gustó, güey, que las guns tenían lock, güey, y estaban disparando. No te
Ah, pues
pases
sí.
de mamón.
Pues
Like,
es que no vaya a pasar lo que le pasó a este güey, al hermano de...
al hijo de Bruce Lee, güey.
También. Yeah.
Um, so, ¿qué estamos haciendo? Ah, sí. So, he did la movie de la Water, güey, del monito, de la mona que era como sireno o whatever, y se enamoró de... O un mono que era como sireno, y se enamoró de una... Y la doctor que lo estaba cuidando se enamoró. Underneath the water, beneath the water.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, pero ese no, güey. Ese es Guillermo del Toro. Este es Benicio del Toro.
Oh, neta, güey.
Ay, baboso. No, puta. Venga, madre. No, sí,
Nah, pero sí salió en Guardians of the Galaxy este puño, ¿no? ¿O es el otro pendejo? Ya, hombre, ya vale verga.
No.
Son hermanos, güey. Me vale verga, dice Grims. Yo creo que sí son hermanos, güey. No sé. Pero sí se parecen.
Sí. Eso sí no lo sé. Pero sí sé que Guillermo del Toro es el director. Y...
Sí son hermanos.
Sí son. Y
hermanos.
Benicio
Ya.
del
Fact
Toro.
checker Grims.
Ándale, ya ves.
Thank you for the follow,
Muchas
Peter.
gracias, Grims.
Yeah. Stephen Baldwin, who plays Michael McManus and is the best friend of Fred Fenster, que viene siendo el mejor amigo de Benicio del Toro en la película. Kevin Spacey, who plays Verbal Kent. And these are the main characters, guys. Kevin Spacey, sí lo he visto. Especially, ¿sabes qué movie me gusta chingo de ese güey? Donde van y cuentan cartas a Vegas.
Oh, yeah. 21, I think, was the movie. I want to say that's what it was called. 21.
Pero sí es eso,
Pero
right?
sí,
Yeah,
sí
sí, él
es
sale.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donde es el líder o no sé qué chingado.
Yeah, es el math teacher. Y los tiene a todos ensayando para eso. I like that movie.
Eso estuvo bueno.
Dice Smiley que van a saber de pistolas en películas los de hoy si no vieron los Almada. Esos güey nunca se les acabaron las balas a la verga. Who else do we have? Kevin Pollak, who is Todd Hockney, es el chaparrito, güey.
Sí, el de pelo chino.
Sí, pero no sé, tampoco, se me hace conocido, güey, pero no sé dónde salió ese güey.
Ese güey, si no estoy equivocado, salió de... He was like a backup character in a movie. It's just not coming to my head right now.
No, ¿sabes quién pensaba que era, güey?
¿Quién?
Oh, Grims dice que ese güey was his least favorite character in the movie. El del pelo chinito.
Yeah, he did a little bit over the top.
Yeah. Bueno,
He
right now we'll talk about each character. Uh, ¿Sabes yo quién pensaba que era, güey? No más que ya me di cuenta que no era. El de Home Alone, güey. El pelón. El que se quema la mano.
Ujú.
O el que se quema la forehead.
El,
La cabeza.
¿cómo se llama este muchacho?
Neta, güey. Yo cuando la vi, when I first saw it, güey, yo pensaba que era el vato de Home Alone.
Pero no, ve, ese es My Cousin Vinny y ¿cómo se llama este güey? He always comes out in mob movies. He came out in Goodfellas, came out in, uh, ¿cómo se llama este actor? Bueno, total, ese pelado. Ese pelado y no, sí.
Joe
Pero
Pesci.
ese mero, Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci.
Ah, ya ves, este güey sí. No, yo no.
Ujú.
Ya, yo pensaba que ese era, güey. Pero luego ya ahorita ya sé que no es.
Sí.
Pero think about it, güey. Like, yo vi esta movie en 2000, like early 2002, güey, 2003. So, todavía no estaba pensando muy bien, güey. Tenía 13 años, 14 años. Me iba a valer verga lo de
Sí,
las
no,
películas.
todavía tienes pelos en la mano.
Sí.
Ay, te checa, cabrón, te checa.
No se me ha
Espérate.
caído, güey.
Chingada madre.
Then we go with Gabriel Byrne, who is Dean Keaton. These five characters is what the whole movie is based around. They were all the criminals. Hint to the name of the movie, Usual Suspects.
Ujú.
Okay, hasta ahí estamos bien.
No, estamos
Do
bien.
you think anybody else is a main character other than these five?
Yeah, Chaz,
El
Italian looking cat.
Palmenton.
Harry, no sé cómo se
Dave
apellida.
Cuyan.
Yeah, Dave
Cuyan.
Cuyan, yeah. He did play a vital role in my opinion, when it came to the movie.
So you think he's a main character? I have him as a secondary character.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he could slide for a secondary character. I just feel his presence, with him interrogating Kevin Spacey. That's what made it feel like a very strong character for me, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I actually have him in secondary character. Anybody else you think that should go on the first, like on main characters? Or that's it?
No,
I understand why though.
Yeah. Mhm.
Porque pues salen toda la puta. Sale más ese
Sí.
güey que todos los demás.
Exactamente.
Pero I don't think he was a main character though.
Yeah. It like. Yeah, I guess like I said, you can probably slide him off as a second character. Pero vamos a seguirle, a ver. ¿Qué más? A ver, digo.
Okay, so second character, tengo a ese güey.
Mhm.
Chaz Pimenteni o Pimenteni, que es Dave Cuyan. Tengo a Peter Postleway, que es Kobashi, el lawyer.
Ah, sí. Mhm.
Kobayashi,
Kobayashi.
el lawyer. Tengo a Kaiser Suzy, which we don't know who he is right now. Remember,
Sí.
we're going in order. See, we're going in order. Giancarlo Esposar,
Giancarlo
Esposito.
Esposito.
Esposar, me mamé. Who's Jack Bear, que es otro detective. Y Morgan Hunter, Arkesh Kovash, el que está en el hospital, güey.
Ah, ok. El que
And
más-
I only put him as a second character porque sin ese güey la story no se hubiera movido, güey. We'll get into it.
Mm.
But te la dejo ahí para que empieces
A marinar.
a marinar las chingaderas. So, me personally, way what caught my attention was the beginning of the movie. This was the first movie that I had seen that I actually paid attention to,
Mhm.
que empezaba al final, güey.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, y para mis 13, 14 años, güey, I was like, what the fuck? Like, ¿por qué no hacen todas las movies así, güey?
Mhm.
Like, empiezas con un cliffhanger y a huevo te tienes que quedar a ver toda la
A
película.
ver lo que pasó.
Like, no había nada más de que, ¿cómo se llama? Like, no, like, there was no reason why you should have left or why you didn't want to watch the movie knowing that you already knew that you had to investigate the ending.
Mm.
Like, basically, you had to figure out the ending
Entiendo.
before the ending. Like, that's the whole, like, así la veo yo la película, güey. Like, porque cuando la volví a ver, güey, la second time, I'm like, okay, ya sé lo que pasa, right? Ya la vi. Like, ya la vi una vez, ya sé lo que pasa. And then I started putting in all the clues or whatnot, and I'm like, no hubiera dado con eso, güey. Then I watched it a third time, and I'm like, okay, like, now I'm paying attention more to the words que se están diciendo, like, everything that's happening in the movie, and I'm like, oh, I get it. And then I watched it, literally, I watched it 5 times this week.
Canijo.
Yeah, because me la tenía que memorizar la puta película, güey.
Pues no, que era una de tus favoritas.
Sí, güey, pero no te acabo de decir que la acabo de ver hace 2 horas y
Sí,
se me fue el
me
rollo.
acabas de decir.
Pero, like, la vi otras 5 veces, güey, y lo que me di cuenta, bueno, like, de lo que me di cuenta, güey, es todo lo estamos viendo por los ojos de alguien.
Yeah, like in third person.
Yeah, nothing is a fact. Because we're only seeing it through what one person is saying. Nadie le puede decir que no es cierto porque es el único que quedó vivo.
Yeah.
Y la otra persona que quedó viva está a punto de morir en el hospital.
Yeah. Chingada madre, ¿para qué me diste cerveza, cabrón? Ahora anda repitiendo.
Yeah.
Cabrón.
So that's what I'm saying, Grims. Like, the story was being told by one person, and nobody can say it wasn't or it was true until we get to the end of the movie. Because even the people, or we're already jumping to the end. Ya valió verga eso. So, como quiera, la gente que estaba ahí, como el que lo estuvo interrogando, Kuyan.
Chaz.
Yeah, like, le cree. Right?
Sí, le va creyendo.
Le va creyendo, poquito a poquito, por lo que va pasando, le va creyendo.
Yeah.
Hasta que llegamos al último. Ya valió. Bueno, aquí se acabó el show. Ya valió, verga.
No, what I saw, maybe it's just because I have a different perspective of it. Because you're saying the first time you saw this, you were 13.
Yeah.
First time I saw this was, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. That was the first time I seen it. And now as a 30-something-year-old, I see it through an adult's eyes. And to me, it was very predictable. But now as an adult, now that I'm a little bit more conscious.
How?
¿Cómo de que how? I mean, it's there were the subtleties, the little subtleties for me, like the flipping of the lighter, the lighter at the scene when he takes a piss and he's turning off that fire trail before it explodes the tanker. That when he takes a piss and then he lights that cigarette and
Are you talking about the beginning of the movie or the
at
ending?
the very beginning.
Okay.
Well, the beginning is
No, sí,
literally the end.
pero porque we see it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
We see the beginning of the movie the way that we are meant to think it is, and then we see the ending que lo estamos viendo por lo que lo está contando. Right?
Yeah.
So the beginning of the movie, we're talking about the beginning of the movie. Ya bueno, güey, porque ya estaba a punto de acabar el show.
Sí, no. Para mí era...
What's up, Twisted?
For me, it was the lighter. Hey, how you doing, brother? For me, it was the lighter, the shoes. They were just little subtleties that now that I'm an adult, I pay attention to details rather than just see the picture as one big picture. You know, I focus on the little subtleties in every film that I watch. But that's just my perspective now as an adult rather than a 13-year-old.
Yeah, because I don't... Okay, so yo me acuerdo, güey, la primera vez que lo vi. Like, I'm like, okay, antes de que para cuando se acabe la movie, porque no me están enseñando quién mató, yo tengo que saber quién lo mató. Okay? Pero yo me puse en los zapatos del policía, güey. So, ahora, like, cuando lo está interrogando, that he tells him, like, the best trick the devil ever played was making people believe that he didn't exist. So now I get it, güey. Because es la carta que él te estaba jugando, güey.
Exactly. that's why to me it was so predictable. Maybe it's just that that movie type scene has been played over and over.
Well, Grimm said that it didn't age well.
It didn't what?
Age well.
Age well. Yeah.
That way, like,
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even know about this movie till you told me about it. I'm going to be completely honest. It came out what, 95, 96?
85.
95. See, like I didn't even heard about it. I mean, I know all the actors or most of them, but I hadn't seen the actual movie before. I didn't even know it existed prior to.
Okay, so we go from the another thing that caught my attention. We go from the fucking what happened at the
At the
ship
tank, the tanker.
to present day. Oh no, we go from the ship. Yeah, we go from the ship. Like the first scene,
Yeah.
we go from the ship to. Is it the lineup?
No.
Yeah, güey, tan mamalones los snacks, güey. Like,
Canijo, no. Se ven ricos, no les miento, se ven muy deliciosos, pero yo como ya estoy viejo, ya me da agruras. Ya valió madre mi esófago. Tanto pinche agüita de sabor a cerveza y cigarros. Pero quién fue el patrocinador?
Espérate, porque la tenía para más al rato, pero I'll tell them right now. The sponsor for the dulces are actually at Los Rosales HT in all their social medias. So let me talk to you about these delicious dulces enchilados. These treats are more than just chamoy and tajin. You can taste the pride and joy from Los Rosales from what they take to make them. The candies come topped off with homemade chamoy and a multi-spice mix for the finish. Place your orders on all social medias at Los Rosales HT. Tell them quick sent you guys para que les den discounts. Sí, güey,
Muy
son
rico,
los
muy
sponsors, güey, del show. También tenemos otros sponsors para los cup, but we'll leave that for later.
No,
They are fucking good, güey.
Ya. Sí, están
These
ricos.
are peach rings. This is a sandía chamoy paste for your beer. Estos son gummy bears. And let me get up.
No les miento, compadre. Están con madre, pero como te digo, es precisamente por que la chingada.
Sí, no, you're liking, güey. Sorry, guys.
A ver, mira. Mira qué voladita. Para que lo vea.
Ahí está, sí,
Se
se
ve
ve
mamalón.
mamalón.
Ahí está. Están con madres. La madre, ahora.
Send me your address, Phoenix or Alto Grims. So I can send you some so you can try it out. And then if you want to buy some, you can go ahead and hit them up at Los Rosales HT and all their social media guys. They are really good. Fun fact, es mi contacto en el work. So in work yo le compro chingos because ay güey me los acabo. Like I think me van a durar 2 o 3 días y I can't wait. Estoy comiendo during the calls, güey, está bien good.
No, ya valiste madre, güey. Como de que he's my contact at work. Como si anduvieras haciendo pinches drug deals at work.
Güey, yo les digo,
Son dulces, cabrón. No mames.
no, güey, yo les digo, like, yo sí les digo, hey, trajiste el encargo. Porque yo sí le compro, güey, like. Hey,
Escondiditos,
estoy adicto a
como
estas
que-
chingaderas. Like, I'm
No,
fucking addicted to this shit.
No, sí te creo. No, si no tuviera las agruras, créeme que es su madre, pero de tanta pinche salsa y mierda que me ha aventado durante los
Man,
años.
está hablando de lo que has comido, güey.
Ya, chinga.
Acabo de decir, Peter, que la paste es de sandía. Te mamaste. La paste that they have, that I know that they have, is mango, watermelon, and cucumber paste. For the candies, oh, she's just coming out with some. Sí, güey, eso. Úsalo, güey. Levántalo. No seas, güey.
Oye,
Ah,
la pinche cucharita que me da este vato. Se la quitó uno de los monitos aquí. Se mamó el güey. A ver, vamos a ver qué tal. Vamos a embarrarla aquí.
No, es que tú quieres que Lorenzo se muera, güey.
¿Qué dijo?
Que te chingues unos cuantos más, güey.
¿Quién fue?
Es Ismael, güey.
Smiley. No seas gacho, gordo.
What was I gonna tell you guys? So she's actually coming out with some caramel.
Está rico, pero.
So por fuera la paleta es de caramel, güey. Por dentro es de green apple. Y luego los está teniendo con el mismo pasty chamoy que le echa a los candy, güey. Esas paletas también están fucking good. Ya me dio para probarlas. Anything new that she comes out, güey. Soy su taste dummy. They're really good, guys. Se los recomiendo al chile. So, let's go back to the beginning of the movie. So sí, güey. Del pinche thank you at Los Rosales HT.
Muchas gracias.
They're really, really good. So, cuando vengas, Grims, ya sabes lo que te espera, güey. So de ahí, güey, se van a la lineup. Then we start seeing, I think what it really did, I think it really, this movie, what it really did well, güey, was explain each character within 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
It
sabes
did that
exactamente como todos los characters son within 10 minutes of the movie. What it did wrong, in my opinion, es que no hay character development, güey. Because todos son lo mismo, güey. Like, no es como alguien no tiene un high y un low, güey.
But if they would have done that, it would have extended the movie from what it's like an hour and 45, an hour and 50. It would have extended it to a 3-hour movie if it did have the character development. Les digo, cabrones.
Sí, güey. So, she's actually gonna give me, el que lo quiera hacer, el que quiera venir a hacerlo, she's actually gonna give me a bunch of little samples to have a blind taste. So like that, if whoever wants to do the video, they can come and do the video, and you'll be able to eat all the candy and you can take all that candy home.
Mira, la próxima nomás avísame, me hubiera traído un paquetito de Tums o algo, sí. Pinche omeprazol o algo para aventarme, güey, porque...
Oh, mami.
Pues, compadre, me sacas de onda. Te digo que me voy despertando, voy saliendo bien amanecido el jale y... No, hombre.
Güey, te están tupiendo, güey.
¿Qué?
Dice que se la atoró el chile a Lorenzo.
Oh,
So...
con las suyas, cabrón.
Okay. So yeah, wait. Like, I think the character development, I think they did a really good job for the first 10 minutes, güey. Either you were invested with the characters or you weren't.
Yeah.
Like, from the opening, que el first one fue McManus, donde estaba acostado, güey. That he's like, oh, can't you just let me, or don't you guys ever fucking sleep or whatever? Ya me vale verga, güey. Like, you know, like, that's his attitude. Like, I don't care. Like, I do whatever you gotta do. Like, me da igual. Like, not that he's careless, but he's carefree.
Yeah, it was a tough guy. He was a tough guy. Like,
So then, nos vamos con Benicio. Right? Yeah, Benicio, que estaba caminando en la calle.
No, after Baldwin was the
short one.
The short one.
Ah, okay.
Curly hair.
So, bueno.
He's the mechanic.
Sí, so está en su shop, güey. Ahora, ese güey de bolón, lo primero que sabes, like, de la interaction que tuvo con los policías, ese güey se ha tratado de escapar, güey. Like, le tienen miedo de que, like, se les vaya a pelar. Because as soon as he went down, like, they're like, oh, let's move. Like, can a guy just get a rag or whatever the fuck?
No. He's you sure you brought enough?
Oh, you sure you brought enough guys? Yeah.
Yeah. Y de ahí sí se va Benicio del Toro. And yeah, Benicio del Toro, I don't know, this motherfucker, he just seemed or at least in my eyes, he looked like a little playboy. He was just getting that. He looked like he was just finished putting on his boots back on, walking out the street, walking around the corner. Le da la vuelta, he sees them.
Yeah, he's like, let me go the other way, like, trying, como, hey, it's not me.
Yeah.
Yes, Grims, what's your question? No, va a preguntar algo, güey.
A ver, dígame.
Pero sí, güey, like, I really do think that, like, Benicio del Toro like actually played it out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
he was like
They
he
all
just
did. They all
enjoyed
did a
life,
phenomenal
like,
job. All of them. All of them. Acting wise, they all did a great job.
The lineup, it was the ship. In the order of the movie was the ship, then the lineup, and then all the other jobs. Like in the order of the movie. So, si quitaras el beginning de la movie, the first thing that you would open up with was the lineup.
Mm.
Porque la lineup lo reunió para hacer los demás trabajos para llegar al final de la movie. Right? Sí. Yeah, the lineup put them together. They set them up at the lineup in order for them to get moving with the movie.
Yeah. It was that hit for the stolen truck with the guns.
No,
And
it was
they had lined them up in
cops.
New York.
The cops.
No. It wasn't the cops.
The first one was the cops, güey. Donde llega el güey, he's like, will this take me to Long Island? Or whatever the fuck it is.
No, that's later on. That's later on in the movie. That's later on in the movie.
The reason why they're there is porque le robaron una van.
Yeah, they had stolen the truck full of weapons or something like that.
That's según.
That's what happened in Queens. That's what happened in Queens. That's what they were trying to. Es lo que había dicho el chaparrito de pelo chino que había dicho, oh, we got you placed in Queens at the time of the incident. Well, yeah, fucking genius. I live in fucking Queens.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, es lo que te digo, güey. Like,
Y es donde se movieron para LA.
todo eso, like, it played to who the characters were. Like, you understood really quick, like, without Verbo, porque Verbo no sale, porque es el que está contando la historia. Pero, like, de bolón te das cuenta, ok, pues Kieran tuvo un pedo con los policías porque el Cuyan, a huevo es el que lo quiere pescar.
But Keaton was an actual retired cop.
Yeah. Pero tuvo pedos,
Yeah.
porque that's the first thing that you find out.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing you find out is este güey tiene pedos grandes con la policía porque a huevo se lo quieren chingar. That's the first thing that you get, sin saber que era policía antes ni nada de eso.
Yeah.
Entonces, so they did a tremendous job with the characters there. Like, yo ya sabía yo ya sabía a quién le iba y a quién no le iba, güey. Quién sí me caía bien y quién no me caía bien. Like, as soon as that happened. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Sí.
Mi favorite character era Benicio del Toro. Like, he was my favorite one. Like, por como actuaba, güey, like, flip ya. Like, por como hablaba, güey. Like.
I think that's what bothered me about Benicio del Toro. I've seen him in other movies, and I respect his acting. I love his acting, but it was that voice when they gave him at the lineup. Well, what was it? Give me
your fucking keys, you fucking cocksucker,
cocksucker. Yeah. In English, please. You know, it was that part for me.
Fun fact about the lineup, güey. So según que the reason why, like, it was supposed to be a serious scene. Pero según que ese güey se echó un pedo, güey, and everybody started laughing.
No.
And the Bryan Singer decided to keep it in. But
¿Quién se había echado el pedo? ¿Benicio?
Yeah.
Sí, te creo.
What the fuck? Sí, güey, I fucking love that shit, güey.
¿Cómo te digo? A mí...
Ponlo ahí atrás, güey, si quieres.
Sí.
Ya no lo ocupamos.
Sí. Muchas gracias. Si no, tengo el pendiente de que te lo voy a quebrar.
Sí.
No, pero sí, para mí fue la vocecita esa de like...
You didn't like it, güey?
I've just seen him do better, but I guess it fits well with the character itself. With the character.
Think about it this way: if that was the first time that you had seen it, like without seeing his work prior,
yeah.
Because think about it: this is the first movie that I've seen from most of these people. Like, except of the character, yo no había visto mucho de nadie más, güey. Remember, because I was 14 years old when I first saw this movie. Like, a mí, esta movie me acuerda a cuando primero la vi, güey. Like, yo la sigo viendo con esos ojos.
Sí, claro.
So, think about it. Like, si no tuvieras ninguna otra razón de ser de él, like any other previous work that he did, would it fit or would it not fit?
It would. I guess it would.
Because he's not even. Whenever they tell him like in English, please,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know if they're telling him like because he's Latin or because he's like just from another language that's not English. For example, Italian way, Portuguese.
Yeah, he could have definitely fit any of the above.
Yeah, so that scene, güey, that fucking scene, like, de ahí, güey, ya sabía que la película me iba a gustar, güey. Like, and up to now, güey, that is one of my favorite scenes, güey. Like, those first 10, 15 minutes, güey, like, up to the end of the lineup, no, güey, to me, it's magic. Like, movie magic, güey. Like, te explican los characters, güey, todo lo que ocupo saber, no todo. Porque tengo problemas, ahorita ya tengo problemas, muchos problemas con la película, güey, pero me sigue gustando, me vale verga. Pero sí, los primeros 15 minutos, güey, like, a mí me hace feliz la película, güey. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, like, I want to watch this. Like, it doesn't matter how old I'm gonna get, like, I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
it because the first 15 minutes get me hooked.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I felt the same way. Even the second time that I watched it, because like I told you earlier, I've only seen this movie twice. But yes, I agree with you in that part, in that sense. Where care for more.
Sí, pero
¿Cómo se dice? That's one thing that did happen, for me at least. The first 15 minutes, it does captivate and catch your attention. And it does definitely make you want to keep watching. ¿Te dejo lugar para que le avientes la mano? ¿O por agua?
yeah, puro.
Digo, agua, no.
No, dice Grims, he had an extra level of acting.
¿Mande?
He added an extra level of acting.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed those 15 minutes. So from there, let's jump into the interrogation scenes
Okay.
before we go into Kobayashi.
Okay.
So last interrogation scene leading after the lineup to before we meet Kobayashi, the lawyer. Okay. Do you think we needed more interrogation scene and less played out scenes, or you think you needed more played out scenes and less interrogation scenes?
That's a tricky question. So, I do believe they could have added a little bit more of the interrogation, but like I said, you don't want to add too much to it. It's like if you're having a drink, you don't want to overpower it with something else. You know what I mean? You don't want to take away from the essence of what that actual film is supposed to be. And that's why, to me, it did just fine. It did just fine in my eyes, but it could have used just a tad bit more as far as the interrogation, because it just felt too simple. Too simple. And this is where I agree with you, where they could have used those interrogations as far as character development. That's where I would have seen, hey, that's the missed opportunity that they had.
Because I was thinking about it, and I actually see it like, si el pinche policía like would have had a clear thought of mind and not wanting to hear what he wanted to hear. Like, la movie se hubiera acabado en pinches 30 minutos, güey.
Oh, yeah.
Like, creo que aquí el problema fue más el policía, güey, que no supo interrogar para sacar la verdad y solo quería, like, he only wanted to hear what he wanted.
Yeah, he was only focused on on Keaton, trying to get him.
Up to right now, we have two problems. Up to right now, we only have one problem, which is Keaton is not dead or Keaton is dead. It's either those two. That's the plot. Right now, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because up to now, the only problem that we have is with the interrogation is Keaton being dead or not dead. That's the way the movie's leading you to believe. Porque that's all we're talking about. He wants to know like about Kirin. Porque por lo mismo que Kirin se hizo el muerto una vez y ahora resulta que no estaba muerto.
No. You're talking about remember,
Kirin is
Keaton is the ex-cop.
yeah, that's right. The cop, el motive del cop de Kuyan es saber si Kirin está muerto o no, güey.
Oh, this is true. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, like
That is correct. I'm
like
sorry.
that's his
I'm
motive.
sorry. I
His
was thinking
motive
about
is
the other one.
he didn't believe that Keaton was dead. Like the movie's taking us to believe that the plot of the movie is figuring out if Keaton is dead or not. Without before we get into anything else.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
the
that's
plot
why
of the
I'm
movie
trying
right
not
now.
to jump ahead.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, yeah, but
Before we jump to anything else, like that's the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie is Keaton está vivo, está muerto porque el policía no cree que está muerto. That's when he tells him, make me believe or convince me that he tells,
Spacey.
yeah, verbal. He tells him, like, make me believe. So, see, el policía wouldn't have that fucking mindset. And he would have been like, okay, what actually happened? Like, forget if Keaton is dead or not. Like, tell me what actually happened. And he would have, like, actually been cleared of that way. I would have thought that he would have seen through the lies. Because once he stopped believing, because once he stopped thinking about, once they convinced him that Keaton was dead, he's like, oh shit. Like, there's clues everywhere now. Pero como estaba con la mente cerrada, like, so that's that going to the plot of the movie that right now we're made to believe. Like, ese es el problema.
See, and
So, go ahead.
that's actually, to me, that's where the genius of Kevin Spacey's character, Verbal, that's where it just, that's what set it in stone for me. Chaz is looking for he's looking for that, just the information, like how you're saying, he's blinded by the lights. All he wants to figure out is who is this Dean Keaton? How can I set this charge on him? How can I make him go down for something? You know, how can I make him fucking pay for this? Whereas in Spacey is just
Sí, un
se hace
pendejo.
güey.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's one of the things too, where Chaz tells him, he while he's interrogating him, then he tells him, you know what? He's like, I'm smarter than you, and one way or another, I'm gonna get what I want out of you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I saw that genius in Kevin Spacey's character, Verbal, and I was like, wow, this motherfucker. It's genius.
Yeah. Well, now that I know the ending of the movie, like at the beginning, I'm like, güey, ¿por qué le estás diciendo todo, güey? Like, seeing it the first time, I'm like, estás bien puños, güey. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, don't fall for it. Like, if you already have immunity, because that's the thing, you already have immunity, and they can't see what you put in there. Like, it's sealed. Like, ¿para qué le estás dando el juego? Like, ¿para qué le estás diciendo todo lo que pasó? You get me? Yeah, but up to right now, I'm like,
Gotta hook 'em and reel 'em.
pero, porque yo estaba pensando en... Hold on. The detective hates Keenan because he was an ex-cop who go away with crimes and made people live he did happy with his wife. Yeah. No, por eso te digo, güey. Like, the first plot of the movie, like, the first problem that we encounter in the movie is that, or the first issue that we encounter in the movie is that el Kuyan, el detective, quiere a huevo meter a la cárcel o que esté muerto Kiren, porque ya les dieron la cara de pendejos una vez.
Yeah.
Like, the movie te hace creer que ese es el plot de la movie.
Yeah.
That's the first plot of the movie.
Yeah, because they tell him, you know, every single time he's been caught for something, or anybody that's gonna stand witness for him dies.
Yeah, se mueren o...
They die, and so he walks free, and es donde le agarra tanto rencor y no deja que, you know, he doesn't want to let him go. He wants him to pay. he wants him to pay him. That's what ultimately blinds Keen in my perspective.
No, Kuyan.
Julian, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. So, yo sí pienso, güey, que I would have enjoyed more those stories from the interrogation without being played out. Without us seeing the
Without
scene.
seeing it, yeah. Just
Just
hearing it.
Yeah, just verbal and Kuyan.
Yeah, giving
Like
your
all the
imagination.
details, güey.
Yeah, giving your imagination
Yeah.
the work. But I mean, if you want that, I mean, why don't you just read a book?
Well, no. Pero think about it. Think about it this way. Like, nosotros ya la estamos viendo, güey, como adultos, güey.
Yeah.
Pero en ese ratito, güey, like, the first time that you see it, like, o ahorita que la estamos, like, desmenuzando, like, you're like, damn, imagine if this would have happened.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you see, ¿me entiendes? Like, imagine if, like, what happens if he would have been telling them, oh, he did this, and then he did this, and then, like, y todo te lo estás imaginando tú, güey. Like, porque think about, bueno, we'll get to it, but just think about it this way. If that would have been the ending of the movie, güey, like, him just talking what happened, like, knowing what you know at the beginning, like, what you saw at the very start, and then playing out the ending of the movie, how it happened, it would have been a lot better of an ending. And I'll tell you why, but once we get there. But just think about it that way. Like, si en vez de verla tú, la película, like, en vez de ver el final, you would have played it out by him giving the explanation of what actually happened, it would have been a different ending to the movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can definitely switch it up.
Yeah.
After.
Porque tú estás haciendo todo, güey. So from there, we go to what I think is the most crucial part of the movie. Es cuando el güey que está en la cama del hospital dice Kaiser Susie. Because the movie we would have kept on believing that the plot was
just
getting
over
Keaton. Then we hear the name Kaiser Susie. We see Esposito, the detective, like, be like, hey, get somebody on here, like, get him some guards. Like, he's a very dangerous man.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, se está muriendo, güey. ¿Qué tan, like, como la enfermera digo, like, is he dangerous?
Is he dangerous? Yeah.
Yeah, like, está quemado, güey. Like,
¿Qué te va a hacer?
Yeah.
No sabes, babosa.
So, like, I think that part, like, just, you're like, okay, well, now we have another problem.
Yeah.
Like, now we have another plot in the story, like, or another pot in the story, like,
Yeah.
to store.
Yeah, it gives it that plot twist. It switches
So now-
switches gears.
So now you're not concerned about if Keaton was the one, is Keaton is alive, is who the fuck is Kaiser Susie? And why is this guy making a big deal? And why does he want to contact the detective that is interrogating Verbal Kit?
Yeah.
So then now this leads
Qué rica agua.
this leads to more interrogations, and then we jump into the scenes that the suspects get together and they do. Hydrate.
Sí. Échale. Hay que hidratarnos.
Cheers. So la first one is que también se me hizo interesante, güey, is a mí no me aceptan o a Verbo no lo aceptan al menos de que esté Keaton.
Yeah.
Okay, so he draws Keaton in. So we know from the start that Keaton wanted full out, like he was done with it. Pero for some odd reason, it draws him in, right? Let's just say it draws him in. They do the job, which was a dumb job. And again, this is another thing. You get to see every character.
Which job is the one that you're talking about? At the
Donde
moment?
queman el carro del policía, güey.
Okay, yeah. So when they're getting the green gems or whatever.
Yeah. So that's the first one. That's the first job that they do together. And then from there, they go to California.
Yeah. They go to Cali, and then they do the one where they bust and all they find is China.
Yeah. So de ahí, we jump to what que se me hizo una pendejada. Like la second one. Oh, that's the biggest character development in the whole movie. Güey. Seeing Keaton second guess himself whether to shoot the guy or not to shoot the guy. In el car.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, when they're taking the gems.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
correct. Where Spacey ends
yeah,
up taking the final shot, right?
yeah, yeah. So that like you can tell like este güey yo no quiero estar aquí güey.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that was the whole plot. That's why he ended up getting hooked up with that lawyer chick.
Yeah, no por eso, pero like that's the biggest character development that we see throughout the whole movie. Is him second guessing himself.
But see that. So even when they were in the holding cell,
Yeah.
he said, "Hey, that's what Baldwin was telling him. Oh, well, all of a sudden you want to go and stop being a goody tissue. You want to get out. You want to
tissue, no le digo algo.
yeah, goody tissues or some shit like that. But you've seen it from there. And now all of a sudden he's gonna fly straight. Dean Keaton is gonna fly straight. Now he's married. And they start joking on him, and he says, "You know what? Honestly, I don't give a fuck about you guys. I don't care. I don't want to be involved with any of you guys." And that's where you start seeing the different characters, and how they know each other.
But you see him getting involved again. Until that part, you're like, okay, he's in. And whether whether he wants to or not, he's already in. So then, whenever he's second guessing himself, you're like, okay, este güey no, en verdad ya no quiere. Que ya pa' qué, güey. Ya estás metido hasta el culo.
Yeah, you're already knee deep and shit. Yeah, so.
Yeah, like why are you stopping now? Just get it over with and go back home. Like I thought it was the biggest character development from the beginning, but it wasn't necessary. Yeah, he gets it. Like that's what we were saying. Like no, porque Grims puso that he gets involved because of Verbal. Like Verbal le digo like sin mí no me aceptan, which is fucking weird.
He persuades him.
Yeah,
to makes him feel bad. Like,
yeah.
Shit, now I gotta throw him a bone too.
Yeah, but whenever he goes to that scene, güey, like ya puedes ver en la cara de este güey de que, okay, esto yo ya no lo quiero hacer. Like se sintió mal por su amigo, por su conocido, como lo quieras ver. Pero ya whenever you get to that point, you're like, oh man, like I started to be like, dude, like este güey no quiere estar. Like nunca se está en un party, güey, que tantos camaradas y luego de repente you're just like, ya no, güey. Ya hoy no. Like, otro día a lo mejor sí, güey, hoy no. Así me sentí cuando lo vi, güey. Like ahorita ya de viejo, ya like lo veo y así como que, te entiendo, primo. Like si hay días de que nomás no, güey, hoy no.
Just don't feel it. Así como, según yo, dije que...
Sí, no ibas a tomar.
Que, sí, exactamente. Y pues ahí como me ven. A mí se me hace que voy a tener que meter el pinche PTO porque... por si no lo sabían, este cabrón me tiene aquí. Tengo que ir a trabajar hoy en la madrugada. A las 2 de la mañana, según yo, tengo que ir a trabajar. Pero a mí se me hace que ya voy a venir metiendo el pinche PTO, güey.
Okay, so then, so that's the first part. That's actually that's heading into the third part, which we're gonna divide the third part into the lawyer and going forward. Porque ya se va a acabar. Ya once we meet the lawyer, that ya se va a acabar, güey. Those scenes, güey, like Lorenzo's boss has entered the chat.
¿De qué?
Dice Lorenzo's boss has entered the chat.
Valiendo mal. ¿Sapo? No. Me llevo bien con ellos. Le ando diciendo que me dan buena recomendación. Soy buen trabajador. Aunque no lo crean, ¿verdad? Ni yo me lo creo.
Sí, bueno. So vemos que estos güeyes de New York se van para California.
Yeah.
Like to lay low. Que es donde acaban matando a gente.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where they pull up that other job.
Yeah. So they play them, and then Redfoot tells them like, "Hey, it wasn't me. It was somebody else. Like somebody else contacted me, and they told me this and this, and then they tell him, oh, I want to meet him, or I don't know, or whatnot. Right? Up to now, we only know Kaiser Susie por el güey que se está muriendo. We know that Kuyan wants Keenan dead or in jail. And Verbal Cat is just a limp. Es un choquito.
Eso, madre.
Sí.
Así como de que quiero, pero...
Sí, güey, tan rico, güey.
Ya sé que sí, pero...
Agarra Teddy Bears,
Vamos
güey.
a ver. A ver, ¿y siguen?
Okay, so... ¿En qué estaba, güey? Se me fue el pinche rollo. Ah, sí. So, se fue. So, up to now, that's the only time. Those are the two plots. So then, le dice, los usual suspects le dicen a Redford, hey, we want to meet him, like, we want to talk to him. So then we meet Kobayashi, who is the lawyer, who works for Kaiser Susie.
Correct.
Right? Ese güey se sabe la vida de todos, apparently. Ese güey sabe de todo.
Yeah, it's when he comes into the room.
Yeah.
Sets that briefcase down with everybody's file. Everything they done.
What was your thought on introducing him to the movie?
So interesting. It was a very crucial role, and a very at a very crucial moment for them to actually introduce him. And that's where, at least for me, that's where I saw how ¿cómo se llama este? Kobayashi's Susie's geniuses, where he's like, hey, you know what? I already used you guys as pawns. Now I'm going to send one of my knights or one of my rooks. And now he's going to do my dirty business while I stay back in the, behind the curtains. And I thought that was a genius role. And it did put them all on edge.
Güey, debes dos pinches tomadas, güey. ¿Cómo? Pusieron hydrate twice.
Hydrate twice? Puta madre. Ni pedo. At the request of our audience. ¿Ocupas refill tú?
Nah, todavía tengo.
Ya sé, no, estos cabrones. A mí se me hace que ellos sí realmente quieren que meta el PTO y no voy a trabajar.
So, a mí lo que se me hizo... que la verga otra vez, güey.
Hey, no estamos en college, cabrones. Ya estamos peludos.
So, a mí lo que se me hizo interesante, güey, es de que...
Estamos peludos y ya nos estamos viendo calvos, güey.
No.
Bueno. A ver, bueno, dale.
A mí lo que se me hizo interesante de esa part, güey, was así, like, okay, like, I'm not the one doing this. Ya pusieron otros dos, güey.
Oye, ¿vine a hacer podcast o vine...?
Güey, pues esta pinche gente que es bien borracha, güey. A mí no te me quedes viendo. Yo te dije que no tomáramos, güey. Tú dijiste que no lo podías hacer sin tomar, güey. Cállese el hocico.
Bueno,
So, a mí lo que me interesó, lo que se me hizo muy interesante ese problema, güey, o de cuando like when they put him in the movie, was like, how that switched from Keaton to why is this person involved? Like for the cop.
Yeah.
No era tanto que ese güey se involucrara, sino es...
He just came out of left field, and now it's like, oh, well, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, why, like, ¿qué quería él con ustedes?
Oh, yeah, and then the reaction Kevin Spacey gives when he asks and comes into the office.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Ya no les hagas caso.
Sí tengo. I do have some twisted. Ya, güey, ya pusieron otro de no mamen.
No, hombre, tan canicos.
Ya, la voy a sufrir, güey.
¿Eh?
La voy a sufrir. Ya, they're already refilling it.
Me siento bien vikingo con esta madre, güey. Parece como un cuernito, así. Por
So
eso no le topo.
yeah, like, like they shifted the story from, okay, what the fuck is this guy want? Like, why is this guy in it? And let's forget about Keaton a little bit. Okay, porque ya the everything. So now our plot switched from Keaton being like being wanted to
Being the big fish to all of a sudden,
there's somebody else
yeah, there's
involved.
a
So
bigger.
who is this guy? Like, why is he involved with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was very genius of the writing to the plot. Porque ya tenemos dos problemas, güey, en una película.
Yeah.
Por lo que sabemos up
Yeah.
to now.
Up to that point. Yeah.
Up to this point, like now we have two problems in the movie, and we haven't even solved the first one, which was supposed to be the easiest one. So, ya cálmense, por favor. Esto puede ser peligroso. So then that leads to them knowing that Kaiser Susie knows everything about them.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is the first time that I'm like, hey, somebody else knows something about all of these guys, because at the beginning of the movie, one person explained to us everything.
Estoy riendo.
Yeah, one person explained to us everything about these people. Like, I is on the post. Like, that's the first time that I'm like, man, this is weird.
Yeah.
Because one person knows everything about these people, and then somebody else knows everything about these people. Like, that's just, no puede ser coincidencia, right?
Yeah.
Pero I'm like, no sé. Okay. So we're 3/4 into the movie, and that's the first time that I can put like something together, like out of this puzzle. So then we get to where, what was it? Oh, les entregan todos los paperwork or whatever, y les dicen, hey, pues, ustedes me deben a mí, tienen que hacer
Yeah,
este
you
jale.
you guys stole from me.
Yeah.
Now you guys owe me a favor. This is gonna pay off your debt.
Okay. So, one of them decides to leave.
Benicio.
Benicio.
See, that's a part where I got confused. I'm not gonna lie. Since I've only seen it twice, I still get confused there. Because
What
I guess I blank
Ya
out.
ves, cinco.
Mejor te lo doy en cash, ¿no? Tus canijos. No ven que ya ando sonriendo y ando carcajeando, perdón que diga.
Dice que tú no tomes, güey, que te avientes chingo de dulces.
No, peor. No, mejor me aviento la cerveza, güey. No, sí, pero that's where I see it. Chingado, ¿de qué chingado andamos hablando? No fue lo
De
que-
Benicio del Toro, güey.
Ah, sí, Benicio del Toro.
First time that-
Yeah, that's where I got confused because I don't know. I guess I spaced out in those 2-3 minutes, and all I remember is all of a sudden now we got Baldwin in that cave by the beach, and I was just trying to dig a hole.
No. So what happens was like, over the night. Yeah, overnight, Benicio del Toro decided to leave. The next day, at night, they call him. They're like, hey, this is where your buddy's at.
Ah, o sea que se lo secuestraron y pum, ahí te lo desaparecimos,
So,
pero te lo
Estos
entregamos.
güeyes lo que hicieron fue lo de la tower o lo del building. Se metieron al building donde iba a estar Kobayashi y luego mataron a los two guards. Y we get another plot point,
Yeah.
which is Keaton needs to do the job to save his wife,
Yeah, his girlfriend. At the
his
time.
girlfriend, or the lawyer. Which at this time we get another person involved. Que era el güey, because there's only one person that knows shit about Kaiser Susie.
Yeah, Kobayashi.
No. There's somebody else.
Oh, the burn victim.
No. There's somebody else in the movie. So yeah, this is gonna be before we get to the final part. Before we go to the final part.
The guy that they find in the drain.
On the drain? Oh, in the boatway.
But yeah, they had said we pulled somebody out of the drain.
Oh yeah.
like
That
a
guy.
drainage.
Yeah, that guy.
And then where Esposito comes in and
Yeah.
he starts
Okay.
talking to.
So that guy
Mm-hmm.
was the only guy that knew about Kaiser Susie.
Mm.
So the
He
lawyer,
knew like the backstory of.
yeah, he knew everything about.
Yeah.
He knows his face.
Mm-hmm.
So his lawyer defending him in that case was Keaton's wife
Oh,
or Keaton's
see,
girlfriend.
I missed that.
No.
I
So
missed
in esa scene, güey,
Yeah,
like
because I didn't. That's the part I didn't understand why Keenan's girlfriend, the lawyer, why Kobayashi had personally requested her to defend in L.A.
So
I didn't understand that.
So
It
Kobayashi
just
was hired.
flew over my head.
Kobayashi was hired by him
Mm-hmm.
to be his lawyer,
Yeah.
like by the guy that knows everything about Kaiser Susie.
Oh.
But Kobayashi works for Kaiser Susie.
Mm. See,
So
just giving more gold points for
so so Kaiser Kobayashi hired the wife of Keaton because Kobayashi knew that Keaton needed to do a favor for Kaiser Susie.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Yeah, that's the part where, like I said, it's only the second time I watched it.
Yeah, no, you'll see tengo chingo de veces.
Yeah, and actually, that second time I watched it, that's probably the scene where I left off. Like that's where I cut it off. And,
Okay.
I had to get to
So-
something else.
We find out that there's one person in this whole world that knows about Kaiser Susie by face, everything that he did, and that's the person that was in the boat
Mm-hmm.
leading to the boat. That's the person that was in the boat that's in the final scene.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to that boat, I do want to talk to you guys about our last sponsor of the show, which is Mitos Creations. She specializes in making cups such as the ones we are using right now. She also does stickers and bags with your logo on it, such as the one you will receive if you win the giveaway today. Don't forget to follow her on Facebook at Mitos Creations or email her on mitoscreations1@gmail.com. Even by phone at 956-567-2293. Again, guys, she's been the one that's been doing most of my cups. I know Peter, Smiley, already have one. Grims, I still have your cup, güey. No te la he mandado. Está en algún lado del mundo.
Ya me la ando tomando yo.
Yeah, so she's the one that's in charge of doing all of that. Go ahead and follow her, guys. She said that she would be giving you guys a discount if you tell them that I sent you. I don't know how much of a discount, but just let her know that you were with me. Que yo los mandé, güey. Y ahí les deben dar un discount. Again, this is Mitos Creations on que Chuck, güey.
Mande.
Dijeron Chuck.
Que la chinga.
This is Mitos Creations on Facebook.
This is for
Or
Mitos Creations.
by phone 956-457-2293, or you can email her at mitoscreations1@gmail.com. Tell them that Quick sent you guys. So
Very high quality product, by the way, guys. Very high quality. Sí, ya sé. Lo que te iba a decir.
The final scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ya no les hagas caso. Vamos a terminar esto y luego les
Sí,
seguimos
so,
si quieres.
final scene. We find out that in the movie we find out that somebody knows about Kaiser Susie.
Mm-hmm.
Le vienen a decir a Verbal Kid
Mm-hmm.
that they know about somebody who knows Kaiser Susie. Y también les vienen a decir that it was not a dope job.
Yeah.
That there was no dope
Yeah.
in the boat.
That was very secretive. It was only a few key people that knew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we jump to the beginning of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end, because the beginning of the movie was the end.
Yeah.
So we jump into Verbal Camp, Keaton being together. McManus was the sniper, and the chubby guy, el pelón, el que a nadie le gustó, apparently.
Pelón, era el que tenía pelo chino.
Tenía pelo
güey.
chino. Sí, el que tenía
Ok.
pelo chino. estaban
Tú todavía lo
en el
quieres ver
pier.
como Home Alone.
Sí, güey, a
Ya
huevo,
sé.
güey, lo quiero ver así, güey.
Ya sé, ya me di
So,
cuenta. Son dos actores diferentes, chino. Or quick, I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. Kyler Suzy, pendeja, es Kaiser Suzy, güey. So, nada, ¿cuáles pinches 3 cups? So, we get to the final scene. Okay, so it's Kaiser Suzy it's the Verbal Kent y Keaton together. Es el de pelo chino y es el Sniper McManus. Okay. Keaton le dice a Verbal Kent, quédate aquí, güey, no te vayas conmigo. Si acaso pasa algo, tú te vas. Tú
Yeah,
sobrevives.
tú sobrevives, you take the money.
Yeah. El de pelo chino trae una matralleta y entra después. This is where I have the biggest issue with this movie.
A ver.
What fucking type of action scene is this? Dude, we come in an era where porque yo ya había, bueno, no ya. Sí, para ese entonces, güey, yo ya había visto Lethal Weapon. La de Mel Gibson. Like, dude, Lethal Weapon 3 is a good movie. It's a good action movie. And it was almost around the same time. And you can't tell me that this fucking dude, really? Like, the action scene was Eden pulling out two guns, matando a dos güeyes, el otro güey disparándole con una sniper, y luego nomás caminando con una pinche metralleta, güey.
Yeah,
Prr.
it takes someone on the dock.
Yeah, like, no, there was no fucking action, güey.
Yeah. Well, it's because see, that's the thing. Like to me, this is not an action movie. To me, this is more of like a thriller, suspense type of movie rather than full blown action. It's not. Ya no les hagas caso. Sigues en lo mismo, me.
No, güey, mandaron un posture check.
Ah. Ta madre. Yeah. Mío o tuyo.
No sé
a mí
de
se
qué,
me hace
güey,
que
pero
sos el mío.
gracias por eso.
Sí, no. No, estoy cansado. Vengo con ¿qué? Dormí, descansé que ¿a qué hora te mandé el mensaje?
12 me mandaste un
No,
mensaje.
a
A las 11:45.
11:45. I ended up waking up at like 3 o'clock. I had to go take care of my nephew. Ando bien desvelado y luego todavía quieren que me vaya para atrás. Ando tomando y luego todavía quieren que vaya para atrás a trabajar. Y lo hago por ti, cabrón. For Mitos Creations y for
Los Rosales HQ,
Los
güey.
Rosales. Pero yeah, I do it for you guys.
¿Qué estabas diciendo, puñetas?
No, pues ya.
Okay, no. So, yeah, güey, like, yeah, it is the 90s, pero pues estaba Lethal Weapon, güey. Lethal Weapon was a pretty good 90s movie. El Sync Mode te lo voy a poner para otra semana, güey. Porque hoy no. O para otro stream. Pero. What? Yeah, so for the ending, like it was not a 90s action movie.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, it wasn't an actual action movie. That's not what I'm perceiving from the directors, from the producers. That's not the type of movie that I'm getting from it. I agree with you. It could have used a lot more oomph to that scene, and they could have definitely played it out a little bit more. But I mean, there's got to be budget cuts somewhere. You know, they're gonna have to cut some parts. And
I would have preferred that scene. Remember that I told you, like, we would have done a lot better by having the interrogation scene being played out instead of the scene. That would have been one of them. Like, him going play by play of everything that he saw would have legitimized that whole scene, because the ending would have been less expected, even if you already put two and two together. Because he's telling you everything that he's seen. You know, he couldn't see that the guys went under the, what they found underneath, or that there was a guy there. Like, he couldn't tell you that.
yeah,
Like you couldn't see that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that he could see was they went in. All of a sudden, McManus came out. He was dead, or he walked out, and then all of a sudden he fainted, or he died, or whatever. Then we go to um, Keaton, and then Keaton's on the fucking
On
like
the balcony now.
yeah, like he's at the boat,
Mm-hmm.
like ya acostado, and then all of a sudden I hear the shot. That's it. But yet we get to see everything that happened, and you're like, algo no cuadra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, hay algo aquí que no está cuadrando. Like, oh, what happened? Like, ¿por qué traes la pistola del güey que mataron primero? Del de pelo chino?
Mm-hmm.
He has his gun. Verbokin didn't have a gun when he went to the harbor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he has a gun. Del güey que disparó a los pendejos cuando estaba caminando. Like, because he went back to the vehicle to go to the van to go get the money. El de pelo chino. Ahí lo mataron, güey. We couldn't see who it was.
Don't shoot, and
Yeah, like, lo mataron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can't see who it was. Pero este güey trae una matralleta, güey, like, para salir del, like, by that scene. Like, what the fuck? ¿De dónde? Si no traías una antes.
Yeah.
Like, I think there is one of the scenes that I would have been like, it would have been a lot better if you would have explained it to him than actually seen it.
Then I go back to it again. That's what adds to it, and that's it takes it from being an action movie to an actual suspense or a thriller movie. This is where you want that suspense. You want that who is it? It's that nail biting scene. It's that.
Yeah. Pero no te la dan, güey, porque tú estás viendo todo por como lo están contando, pero no estás escuchando como lo están contando.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot better si lo contaran y no lo vieras.
I get what you're going from.
Y porque, like, si alguien te está contando algo, güey, tú te lo estás imaginando, güey. Like, pero
tú
tú
estás
no...
viendo una cosa y te están enseñando otra.
Yeah.
And that's where...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, or not that it doesn't make sense, pero no cuadra, güey, las cosas.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, como te digo, la first time que lo vi, güey, like, wait, I didn't even know what the fuck I was watching. Like, the first time that I saw the movie, I was like, it's the best fucking movie ever.
Yeah.
Like, I still like it a lot. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't dislike it. I really like this movie. Pero it's the first 15 minutes that capture me to watch the whole movie again. Like, that's what it is. But yeah, I really, really dig it. Like, and yeah, like the ending, that scene at the boat, which is not the ending, but that scene of the boat, like, I just think it would have been a lot better if it would have been all like a one scene, like non-cut scene, way, an uncut scene.
Uncut.
Yeah. Like que de una toma, güey, hubieran hecho todo el final.
Yeah.
Like, del interrogation, güey, a donde se para, a donde va a recoger las cosas, a donde se sube al carro. And then we find out that it was it.
Yeah.
So, if by this time you don't know, a verbal Kent is Kaiser Susie.
And see, and that's why, well, now that we're getting to the end, right?
Yeah.
That's what, to me, was so predictable. Because, I mean, you can see, like, I go back to the lighter. To me, it's just those small, minute details. Just like when he's in the interrogation room and he asks the detective, hey, could I have a cigarette? Could I have a cigarette? And he hands him, oh, can I have a light? Hands him the Zippo. But because he can only do the gold lighter that he does at the beginning, where it's just one flipping, just a flipping of the lighter, and it turns on that flame. Donde batalla, he does that same action with his finger to do that with the Zippo, pero se le cae, and then, you know, he goes and he lights a cigarette.
Lorenzo,
the shoes.
Yo no fumaba a los 13 años, Lorenzo. A mí me vale pa' pura verga. Like, yo no lo miraba.
A ver, díganme, así, muchachos, ustedes que nos conocen personalmente, ¿Ustedes le creen esas mentiras
No, güey, pero a lo que voy es de que,
falsas que están diciendo?
like, by that time, so, yo entiendo porque tú, como te digo, tu first time
Yeah.
viéndolo, güey,
Yeah, I saw
esa
it
es
as
tu
an
edad.
adult. Yeah, I saw it as an
Pero
adult.
yo cuando la primera la vi, güey,
Era de niño, sí.
porque voy a pensar en un pinche encendedor, güey. O en los zapatos, güey.
Sí, no, ya sé. Yeah, no. Por eso te digo. To me, now I see it as an adult's perspective. If I would have seen this at 13 years old, of course, I would have been oblivious. I would have been oblivious of those small, minute details. But now that I see it as an adult, it just changes everything. It changes everything, and I'm able to see, like I said, little subtleties, little minute details, in everything. ¿De qué te ríes?
Es que dijiste mentiras falsas, güey. ¿Cuáles mentiras son verdaderas?
Pues las que son falsas, güey.
Te mamaste.
Pues no mames, güey. Chingada madre. Sí, güey.
Esas mentiras falsas. A lo que iba, güey, es. Yeah, like, esta movie, güey, I think the core of the movie is not the plot, it's the characters. Like, if you actually get involved with the characters, way, you'll watch this movie over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, if you go for the plot, there's two different plots in the movie. If not, you can consider three because of the love.
Yeah.
Between Keaton and his wife.
And see, and I agree. Like I told you, even seeing this movie twice, I still missed certain little spots. And I mean, thank you for pointing it out for me. Now,
the next
time that I see it, I will definitely pay attention to those details. As far as the story goes, and I agree with you. It would be a movie that I would watch again. Just me personally, would I recommend it?
You wouldn't recommend it to anybody, way? Like, let's say somebody tells you, "Hey, wait, tell me a movie that I must watch."
Oh no,
You wouldn't recommend this one?
that wouldn't be my first choice.
It would have been
Not
one of
my
my
first
first choice.
choice. Not my first choice.
Or si alguien te dice, okay, well,
But
okay,
if
so
you got a lot of time on your hands and you ain't got shit to do, and all you gotta do is binge watch something.
no,
then,
so
hey,
si alguien
yeah,
me
this
dice,
might be,
si alguien me dice, okay, give
you know,
me
you can
give me
throw this
one
on there.
movie that'll describe a type of movie that you like, yo sí les digo, watch this one.
Oh, man, I got
No?
a plethora of
Of other
movies that I do love. Of course, The Crow to me with Brandon Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I like The
Um,
Crow,
yeah.
but it's not in my top 14 movies.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like to me, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a personal thing with me. Like it's my particular point of view rather than somebody else's. Or if you want something like that, Angels and Demons or The Da Vinci Code. Fuck.
Esa también. ¿Cómo no?
Oh well. Son rated X, pero no te creas. No, but there are a few different ones. Como los de Mario Armada, como dijo.
Inception?
Inception was it was a mind boggler, so I did enjoy it. That's the type of movie that I enjoy, and especially now more as an adult. Now because the way I perceive the world and how I focus on little minute details, those type of movies are the ones that are gonna fucking attract my attention, and I am gonna be drawn towards rather than, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a big fan of like Marvel, DC.
Sir, you need to shut the fuck up right now. Not just kidding.
No. But
No,
like it's just my personal
pero,
preference. Like,
it's perception, güey. Lo que
Yeah.
a ti te gusta no le tiene que gustar a alguien más.
Oh, yeah, of
Y
course.
es arte, güey. El arte no le gusta a todos.
Yeah.
Hay arte para cada quien, como la música, como películas, como comedia, güey. Y como chistes de mamás embarazadas. Like,
Yeah.
Cada quien tiene chistes que le gusta. A mí me gustan los
cada quien
chistes.
sus gustos.
Yeah. So, but anyways, guys, before we go to the giveaway, guys, if you want us for season 2 to go ahead and check out any other movies, go ahead and drop them down. Every week, I will go through the comments and I will check what other movies you guys want us to do. for this season, we already have the movies planned out. For how many times Lorenzo's gonna join us, we aren't sure because of his career choices.
Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I will try to be here with you guys as much as I can. I've just been presented with an opportunity, and I might be moving back to San Antonio. But as far as I'm here, and even when I am in San Antonio and I have the opportunity to come back down and join you guys, I sure will. I guarantee it. I love it. I didn't. This is the first time I've been on a podcast, and you know what? I was nervous at first, but you know what? Yeah, it's my childhood friends. This is one of my childhood friends, and I feel very comfortable with him. So thank you very much, guys, and I will try to be here as much as I can.
Personal rating of the movie from 1 through 10. Be honest. Nadie te va a colgar. Smiley, no vamos a ver tu puta película de Free Willy, güey.
¿Por qué no, güey? Está con madre el soundtrack.
A mí no me gusta. Imagínate ver a Smiley encuerado, güey, brincando. No te lo imagines.
no,
te lo imagines.
está canijo. ¿Cómo se dice? I would probably give it about a 6.5, 7. Because it was a thriller for me, but
6.5, 7.
Yeah, but like I said at the beginning, to me, just because when I saw it, and the mindset that I went into seeing the actual movie, to me it was very predictable. I saw Spacey being the villain from the very beginning. As soon as he went into that interrogation room, or not the interrogation room, when he went into the detective's office, you know, once he was there, that just gave it away for me. And then the genius of this motherfucker of doing the getting the little names from the ceramic cup, from a name from one of the posters on the wall. Yeah. Like, to me, that's that part that made it the 6, because I would have given it a poor rating after that. But because of that specific thing where it twisted it up for me, I gave it that extra rating. But
because I still see
still
it.
pretty good.
Because I still see it with the eyes from the first time that I saw it with,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
And to me, it holds
That
a
is
very
fair.
special place in my heart because it was the first movie that I ever saw that the ending was at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the first 15 minutes of this movie, I don't even think it's 15. I think it's less than that. Until the end of the jail scene from the lineup, like, it's my favorite part of any movie that I can watch with.
Yeah.
Like, that is just an awesome fucking part of the movie. Guys, stick around for the fucking for the giveaway. Bear with me 2 minutes. I need to go to the fucking restroom. Peace out, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just bear with me. I'm gonna put a BRB and then we'll go into the giveaway.
Well, shit. Me too. Yeah, but oh, that's fine. I wasn't gonna say anything stupid, but I do gotta borrow your restroom. You got me in this goddamn maze.
Yo. Nah, I didn't fart. For sure, I didn't fart.
No, no le crean. De aquí lo huelo, güey. Espérate, güey, porque tengo Martínez,
No te pendejo.
O sea, ahí me lo pones, güey.
Ah, bueno, wait, you're gonna do
¿Qué?
your mic is the main mic, so you're gonna do the names.
Oye, vamos a ver si no te desconecto esta madre.
¿Qué, güey?
Ay, güey. Ya estoy viejo, yo también, güey. Ay. ¿Te lavaste las manos, pinche marrano? Ah, bueno. Ok, vamos a ver quién es el ganador. ¿Y qué estamos regalando el día de hoy? Oh, the headphones, right? You said?
Ah, ahorita algo quiero, güey.
No, bueno.
Ahí está. You're already on. Let me go get them. Hold on. Chinga,
Ah, chingado. Pues no tengo ni dónde chingados ver qué es lo que andan escribiendo. Muchachos, a los que los conozco, saludos de nuevo. Chingo de tiempo sin verlos, cabrones. Espero que todos estén bien. A los que no me conocen, es un honor estar con ustedes. Ok, ahora sí, vamos a ver. Muchachos. No, espérate. Mira. Y luego preguntan por qué soy como soy. Mira, que esto es lo que les vamos a estar regalando el día de hoy. Su mochilita. Ay, canijo, ya las manché con
No mames.
chamoy.